Hi, I'm Hazel, and I have a confession to make. Throughout the years, I have dabbled in a second life. I have hatched a hidden hobby. I have a thing for Black Desert Online. BDO is celebrating its 4-year anniversary right now, and the developers have very kindly sponsored this video. I got a handy recruit link down below that you can use for a 7-day free trial if you want to give it a whirl. So this is a huge MMO with a ton of different things going on. What I want to do is talk about the features that I love the most that make this game special to me, and then give you a little tour of my secret second life. So the first thing that I want to show you guys is the character creation because it's just actually insane. These are my existing characters and we can get back to those later, but let's take a look at what it looks like to make a brand new character when you're jumping into BDO for the first time yourself. So on the right hand side here, we have our classes to choose from. As we tab through them, the character will do a fun little intro to give you a feel for what the aesthetic is like. And then on the bottom right hand side, you can see a little video of what combat might look like, as well as a little chart to show you whether this character is more offensive, defensive, etc. So I think today I want to try out Elan. This is a martial artist class that I've never tried before. So let's grab her and go to character creation to customize her. The weather over here is just so you can get a feel for what your character is going to look like under different lighting. Black Desert has a day-night system that actually cycles more quickly than just once a day. So no matter when you're playing, as long as you're on for a bit, you're probably going to see your character both at day and at nighttime. So it's useful once you've customized your character to flip through these just to make sure that you look just as good out on the street as you do under your office fluorescence. So for customization, I always like to start with hair. And something I love about this one is that not only can you choose your hairstyle, but you can set your hairstyle and then go into the shape, and you can actually adjust the length of your hair in various parts to kind of customize the hairstyle even further beyond just the regular one in the slider. You can also adjust just really crazy levels of detail of how do you want your hair to be shaped? How long do you want certain sections to be? You can spend really all day doing this. Similarly, as far as color goes, you have basic flat color for your hair. You can also color the hair ends differently. So I could have, like, let's see, green hair, dark green hair with, let's see, pink ends, and then let's get some blue in there too. You can customize how saturated you want the dye to be. You can customize how large you want various sections of it to be. You can customize how shiny you want the hair to be, and that's something that I recommend you check out under different lightings. But you can just give yourself crazy beautiful hair, and if you spend enough time customizing this, it is unlikely that you are going to see somebody else in the street wearing the exact same thing. So I like that a lot. I was going to try to fiddle around and customize to try to recreate my own hair, but I like this one so much that I'm considering screenshotting it and bringing it into my salon. That's the hair. Now the face, similarly, you are going to have so many options that you won't know what to do with all of them. So you can really go ham here. You can adjust the shape of basically anything that you want, and it's fairly intuitive. You're just dragging and dropping, and you can always reset something if you feel like you have made terrible mistakes. You can also, if you want, just leave the face and adjust the makeup, adjust the eyes, adjust your eyeliner, add wrinkles, add tattoos. You can also customize your character's body with the same kind of sliders. I won't spend overly long in here, although, you know, if your dream is just to have the most ripped forearms that you've ever seen in your life on an otherwise very skinny lady, you can do that. You can adjust, you know, really whatever it is that you want. And this will also affect your character's height. So that's another thing that is totally up to you. You can give yourself long legs, you can make yourself proportional, you can make yourself really whoever it is that you want to be. So I'm going to leave her tall because that's fun. So all that's left to do is give our character a name and see how many letters I'm going to need to put into Hazel. I highly doubt they'll let me do it like that. Otherwise, I probably would have done that already. Just keep going with the L's and E's. Nope. Some of these are probably me. There we are. One other thing that I actually want to show you about character creation real quick before we move on is the beauty album. So if you were looking at all the customization and going, or you've just spent an hour and a half changing the height of your character's cheekbones and you just can't quite find something that you like, you can come to the beauty album here and browse the gallery. You can browse the gallery for your class and then see what other people have created, and then you can apply these and either customize them further or just use them as is if you want. So with that out of the way, I've logged into my brand new character to get a feel for what she looks like in game, and I am not, oh, she looks mad, but otherwise not mad at that. If the first thing that you'll notice about Black Desert is the character creation, the second thing that you'll notice is the combat. And there are probably really great words that can describe this, but all I can really say is look at how swooshy it is. It's very striking how action RPG this is. You do have hotkeys, you've got some things at the bottom and you can move different abilities onto those slots, but a lot of your combat is combo based. A lot of it is just done with your mouse buttons and combinations between those and a few extra keys. And you're moving, you're slashing, you're not targeting a specific mob, but rather you're just kind of aggressing in their direction and they're gonna feel whatever it was that you had coming. Every class, of course, is going to have their own version of this, but it's just really cool to see how involved the weapons are. You've got one in each hand, they're doing very specific things, and it's not just kind of around as you use hotkeys that don't have anything to do with them. They feel very integrated into the gameplay. It appears that I have more than finished my quest because this is just as fun as it looks, and it's time to head to the next area, which is the perfect opportunity for me to show off my third exciting thing, which is autopathing. I have not played another game that has this in recent memory, and it's my favorite. So if I hold down Control, which just lets me move my mouse around my interface, otherwise my mouse is controlling my character vision, hold down Control and I can right-click on my finished quest over here, and you'll see a line popping up and down on my map as I click that. If I pop up that line, you can also see it here on your main map, and that'll show you that it's written a path for me to get to my next quest turn in, which is nice. And now I can just press the T key, and my beautiful character here will run her way over there all on her own. I am furiously hand talking right now. My hands are completely off the keyboard. I could be up, I could be getting a snack, I could be, you know, hugging my cat. My options aren't all that exciting, but yours might be. You can autopath anywhere in the game you like. Now use this with caution since you are not immune to damage or anything while autopathing, so you don't want to go too far. You might end up in a dangerous situation, but for just getting yourself from NPC to NPC or around town, autopathing is a magical thing that means that you don't have to worry about the navigating, which is helpful when you're new and also helpful when you can't be bothered. Something else that you can also do with autopathing is something called a looped autopath. So if you set a looped autopath, your character will run down and then run back and then run down and then run back. And you might say, Hazel, that's dumb, but it's not, because as your character runs, she's getting exercise, and that exercise really does do something. Your character has a variety of stats, including fitness stats, and right now I am tracking this one up top here called Breath, which is going to give me increased stamina. Okay, so the next thing that I have to show you are the mounts. And the thing that I really love about mounts in this game are how many things you can do with them. So I have run myself to town because on some other characters, I've actually already checked some mounts into the stable, and your mounts are account wide. So if you leave a mount in a city and you go to that same city on a different character, you'll be able to check it out. So I'm going to take out Harold here. He is my level 3 donkey. And mounts are not just for riding. Mounts can be named, thus Harold. I gave him that name. If I mount up on Harold here, his parking sign will go away, and of course I can move him around, but here with the information key, you can see that he has a level, he has a speed, he has stamina, he has experience, and you can gain experience by riding your mount. You've also got gear slots in the right-hand side. As you armor up your mount, you'll make it better in combat, and then you'll see the armor on your mount, and you also have an inventory as well as a weight limit for what you can have him carry. So if I hop off our good friend Harold here for a sec, and then open his inventory, I can put my things on his back, and you'll see them appearing on his back there. And the more stuff you have, the more baggage he'll have, and the more weight he'll be carrying. Harold as a donkey is one of the first mounts you can get in the game. Once you hit level 10, you can pick him up from a starter quest in an early city. Even though it's a very early mount, you can actually level up the starter mounts to be quite good. So as long as you stick with him, your donkey can be with you for a long time. But there's also opportunity later to get cool horses, get carriages, have multiple horses with your carriage. You can breed horses, you can tame horses. Once you get really good ones, they start to look pretty crazy. Another thing that I want to show you that wasn't really on my list, but I just have to show you, is you may have noticed a hedgehog following me around named Hilda. That is my pet. Of course there are pets. Of course you can name them. Here is my pet list. I have the hedgehog. I also have a bird, and then Fuzzles here is my baby penguin, of course. Let's pull him out. You can't have multiple pets out at a time, so Hilda and Fuzzles will both come with me. Pets are from a variety of things. You can get some of them in-game, some of them from the shop. You can also level them up. You can also breed them, for lack of a better word. You can combine them to make better pets with better skills, and they have actual active abilities. So Fuzzles is giving me faster auto-fishing time. My good friend Hilda here is giving me a higher quantity of gathering items. So they're cute, but they're not just cute. Speaking of auto fishing, the next thing that is on my list is AFK gameplay, which is a weird thing to be excited about, but there are a variety of things in BDO that you can progress while you're away from the computer. So you do your thing while you're online, and then you feel like taking a break or, go into bed, and you can still progress the game while you're not actively playing. You can do this just while the game is running and you're away from the computer, or you can minimize it to the system tray and do it while you're doing other things. So, never let having to work on something stop you from fishing in Black Desert Online. Harold and I have found a nice beach, so let's pick up a fishing pole and then I'll show you the fishing, because this is just what really makes me excited. Also, check out the boats. Those are people's boats. So all you do is equip your fishing rod and approach a body of water, press space, and you can choose here which kinds that you want to discard while auto fishing. So if you really only want to keep really good fish, so if you're leaving this overnight and you've got good fishing skill and you don't want to just clog up your bags with some trash fish, you can select that to only keep the very, very best. So when you do actually catch a fish, you can either just wait and eventually a timer will time out and you will automatically reel the fish in. However, if you want to actively fish, if you want to be at your computer playing the game, you can do that too. There is a mini game that you can do. Oh, okay, so I have a fish. Space to start. And this is a timing game. So you don't have to play the game. Oh, there we go. And then there's a typing game. And there's my fish. So fishing is one of the things you can work on and progress while AFK. There are more. You can, of course, have your character run in loops to train their breath. You can have your mount run in loops to train their level. And if you have a farm, it might take you a few hours to grow those potatoes or carrots or whatever it is you're planting, so you can always come back later and have something to look forward to. Speaking of the farm, I must show you my farm. So let me log on to one of my other characters. So this is my sorceress. She is also accompanied by Fuzzles and Hilda. You'll notice I've taken all of my combat buttons off my bar, and that's because as much as I love the Fushi combat, my true joy, at least on this character, has been farming. So I want to get back to my horse. I'm going to right-click the area where I left it, press T, and my character is going to auto-run my way there. This is Vanyan. I did not think I would be showing anybody Vanyan when I named him, so I just gave him a name I thought sounded suitably heroic. He's got some barding and a leather combat saddle, so he's decked out for me. I'm not cutting edge in this game. You may have noticed, but that's because, it's a fun game to play casually too. So with the farm, you actually get a fence, and then you can put that fence down anywhere, not anywhere in the world, but you can put it down out in the world. And you really get to choose where it is that you want to farm, and depending on the location, you might have better or worse farming for specific types of vegetables and crops. Look at how fast my horse is. The yellow bar down below is his stamina, and you can actually feed your horse carrots to increase his stamina. You can set them to auto feed if you are auto pathing him. Carrots are one reason why you might want to dabble in farming. You don't have to, you can just buy them from a vendor, but I'm all about the homegrown game consumables. So let's find a good spot here. The way you farm, you get yourself a fence, you lay it down, and let's see, I'm feeling there. I have some seeds on me. Also, I have 300 corn and a whole bunch of beer. I use that to feed my employees. Don't worry about it. Like I said, real big game. I got some corn seeds. I got some carrot seeds. Let's lay down some of these, and it will show me how long it's going to take to grow, what kind of, temperature, humidity. This is really the gardening simulator that I need in my life, and I'm just glad that I can have it in a game that also allows me to be followed around by a penguin and a hedgehog. And I think that brings us to the last part of the tour and my favorite thing about this game, and that is the housing situation. So you can rent homes, and these are actual buildings within a city. You can rent them and you can use them to craft things. You can use them to barracks your workers in, or you can say, that one's mine, and decorate it, and that is your house. So once you've clicked into the map of a city, you can browse all the different buildings and see the different things that you can use various buildings for. Some buildings can only be used for certain things. Some buildings are better at certain things, but any of them can be a residence, and that's the housing. So this one over here on the main street, Heidel 51F, is my home sweet home. That will always be my spot. I'm going to auto path there and then just have my horse take me back and let me show you what I've done with the place. So here is home sweet home. This is the chateau. I have it upstairs. You'll notice that upstairs I have done not much with the place because I got so carried away downstairs. At the time, there was a promotional event that allowed you to do some gathering to get some cherry blossom trees and other spring themed things. And I love a good cherry blossom tree. So I went a little ham with them, and you know, I wouldn't have it any other way. I also got a table here and some chairs. I'm not completely insane. I have a lamp up top, and that is actually providing light. You can craft furniture, you can buy furniture from other players, you can get furniture from special events, you can have fox heads drop from animals. I believe that is some fish on the floor. That's not pet food. I think I was just crafting some food. Same thing with the soup, and I crafted one that I could place in my home, and I thought, you know what? What's a good place for the fish is on the floor. It'll make Fuzzles happy. So that is a much too short look at Black Desert Online. Now is actually an especially great time to check it out because there is an in-game charity event coming up. From March 11th to the 18th, players can contribute in-game towards BDO's IRL charity to support endangered wildlife. There will be a small quest line where players collect tokens, and then they can choose which specific animal they'd like to help, which is super cool. You can try it out free for a week using the link from my description, and if you do decide to stick around, BDO is a buy once and then have forever kind of game. There is no sub fee here. It's just the one purchase and then you're good. That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think and have a wonderful, wonderful day.